out for a little solo overnight here in the upper loch. It's just amazing. I'll just give you a wee look at the view now. There's the view. Just amazing. I'm in the shelter of this wee island, which is the island I'm going to stay on tonight. This is the upper loch, you know, and still mayfly rising out of the water. You can just make out the bird song in the background of the forest. Blackbirds. Yeah, and the chaffinch. Just amazing. So I'm going to look for a good landing spot now, and we'll get in then, and we'll get set up for tonight. Loch Earn in June. Just make out all the flies. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Right, I think it's time to find a place to wild camp tonight on the island. I have brought me hammock and tarp, so we'll get that set up, and then we'll get a bit of dinner on, and I'll tell you if we can try a bit of fishing. Hopefully it's not like the last day I went fishing, but we'll wait and see anyway. I'm sure we'll take it from there. Right. Just have to find a couple of nice spots where we can put the hammock up. You can hear the squelches of my Crocs. A lot of stuck dead wood there. Wow. Plenty of very dry firewood for tonight. Just all washed up. Oh, you can just make out. It looks as if somebody else has been on this. Used this before. Oh, what a spot. Absolutely amazing for a solo wild camp on an island in Loch Earn. And there you go. So I'm not the only one that has come across this island and used it before. but beautiful. So behind me we have our east, where hopefully we'll get a good sunrise in the morning. And then on the other side of the island, as you can see, it's not very big, and we'll have our west. So hopefully we'll get a nice sunset tonight. But we'll wait and see. So we'll go now and get our dinner on, and we'll take it from there. Right, so we have our tarp and hammock set up. It's now 8 o'clock, so it's definitely time for dinner now. I'll probably not get a chance to do any fishing tonight, because the time I get the dinner on and get settled. But you can probably still hear the bird life. It's amazing even on the islands at the minute. So for dinner tonight, very basic. It's the typical scout dinner. I'm going to have, so we'll have a curry, a butter chicken curry, and I'll serve that with basmati rice. Both really simple, can you doing them. And then the chicken, what it is it's the pre-cooked chicken out of Iceland. Absolutely brilliant. I'll bring it frozen, and by the time you get there, it's defrosted. And because it's cooked, sure, it's grand. And what I'll do then is I'll just chop up an onion to go in with it and mix it all together. So it's just a real simple, easy meal for night time. And then I'll get the fire going, and it should be a good night. And again, it's just to get away from everything, and to get away from the sort of the rat race. I know it hasn't been much of a rat race with COVID-19, but it has affected people in other ways, and it really is. It's about time everybody gets back to nature and doing that wee bit of nature. It's so important. So it's the M40 mess kit, Swedish mess kit, that I'm going to be using. So in the burner, I put in some methylated spirits. So we'll give that a wee strike now. Just as simple as that. And this is our windshield. So we have the windshield on, and our cooking pot. It's our cooking pot. And for it, all we do now is just put in the curry sauce, the butter chicken. Get all that in. And we'll also put we can put a pot on now. There we go. And our chicken now is defrosted, so we put in all our chicken. Make sure we take all our rubbish out of it. I like a wee bit of onion, just put in with it as well. So, and with the onion, what I do is I just very roughly chop the onion, and I just love chunky onions in the curry. Oh, 3 second rule. So good chunky onions into the curry. Again, Yes, it's biodegradable, the onion skins, however, I do use the leave no trace policy. So it's important we take everything back with us. So we'll get that stirred up now. Now you can hear the curry starting to bubble away. So now what we do now is we just add in the rice, and we'll get that all mixed through now. Now you can see that the steam's starting, so I'll just put on my glove and we'll give it a lift her off the pot, or off the cooker should I say. And well, there you go folks, butter chicken curry with basmati rice, cold can of Magners. You know what? Life can be good. You know, with all the lockdown and all the shit that's happening, you know, with the riots, with with what's happening in politics at the minute, you know, we do need to get away from it all and spend time, because this is the place we need to be. This is the place, the birds singing, the animals moving about, no cars, no voices, just the sound of nature. And nature is absolutely wonderful. It's good for the heart, it's good for the soul, and it's definitely good for the mind. Morning folks. Great night's sleep last night. It was loud with the wildlife. The abundance of nature on the island is amazing. I got up to go to the toilet last night, and just across from me there was a pair of fallow deer. One was a stag and one was a doe, and how I know they were fallow was the big flat antlers. Now small deer, so it wouldn't be like our native red deer, but it was just a lot smaller with a big broad antler was the stag. Brilliant to see. And then this morning at 9 o'clock I went to my watering hole to relieve myself, and I was just standing behind a tree, and all of a sudden, literally 3 feet from me, coming from behind me, a sparrowhawk, in and out through the trees. Amazing, you know, like there's a bird and an animal that you don't normally see unless you get back out into nature. So it's absolutely fantastic to see this. So I have the fire on this morning. Now what I've used is there was a campfire here already. So as one of the elements of leave no trace, or one of the 7 principles, it is about leaving a low impact fire. And one way you can do that is by using a fire set that already has been there. It means that you're not pepper potting all these different fires all over the place. So if there is one, you can use it. Now so far in this area alone I have found 4 others, so you can see simply how there was one further down there, there was one up in a bit of height, there was one over there, and then there was one here. So the one that met my needs most of all was this one, because it was in a clearing, handy for me to set up the hammock. It was away from all the nettles, so at least then that I didn't have to trample any nettles down, just to make it comfortable getting in and out of the hammock. But it means then that it's low impact fire using an original fire that was already set there. So time for breakfast. So for breakfast, what I'm going to have this morning is I'm going to have some toast and bacon. So I need to make a toaster. So a little bit of hazel, and what we do with the hazel now is we make it into a 4-pronged fork, just for holding the bread on. So simple way of doing that is keeping your hands well back. Move it down, split it down the hazel one way. So that's the first part of the fork. Turn her over. That's good. So there we have the 4 prongs, and all we need to do then is, if we have a little stick or 2 little sticks, you can push it right down into the prongs like so. Put one way first and then the other way, and this gives me a toaster, which I'll show you now. So, as you can see, prongs with the Brennan's batch loaf, and it's just simple. Get back and you just hold it over the fire like this. Now we can toast away. Now, one thing to note is you don't want big high embers, or sorry, one thing to note, you don't want big high flames, just the embers. It's good enough to toast the bread. One thing to note, you don't need a big high flame for toasting the bread, it's just the hot embers. There you go. This brings me back to me memories of when I was a young lad and out over the humps at the back of where we lived, and we had a campfire and we would cook. We cooked toast, but we also used to cook rich tea biscuits. Why we done rich tea biscuits, I don't know, but lovely toast over a fire. There's always something special of a piece of toast cooked over a fire and a big knob of butter on it, especially in the outdoors. Life doesn't get better than this. Lovely. No, I was just thinking about what nature is, and because I know in the town I'm just a bloody walking wallet, a shopper, another member of society. There's rules on which way you go. You must have to cross at the traffic lights. I suppose it's to keep everybody safe. Stand in a line in a shop. Be courteous. You know, clear nature. I'm just another organism, another animal. However, one with some fancy clothes, far-raving clothes, and a phone in my pocket. But you know what? There's something liberating about that. If I want, I can shout as loud as I want. There's not going to be a soul to look round and whisper, "Is he on by gone mad?" I can run, I can walk, I can just sit down wherever I want. Drop down, sit down. And one of the lovely things about it is I can walk. I can walk for an hour. I can walk for a day. I can walk for 2 days. You know, I can even take out of the boat or canoe, or even sit on top of Kayak and go for a paddle and stay as long as I want. As long as I pack enough provisions with me. This is the life of a wanderer, and it's the life of a wanderer that loves nature. So, I think it's about time we all get out and spend some time in nature. Because, as I said earlier on, it's good for your heart, it's good for your soul. There you go, all tidied up, leave no trace, you wouldn't even know I was here. If more people would do it like this, wild camping wouldn't get such a bad name. You see the deer? And there's a wee bit cooler this morning now. 12 degrees. Oh, fish, pike right beside me, jumping.